What's up, fight fans, and welcome back to the Rusty Cage podcast. Ryan Jarrell, Greg Williams here, and we are very excited to have our next guest on the show. It's Jon Rivera, who will be taking on Damien Galotti next, August the 16th at Combat Zone 89 for the vacant lightweight title. Jon, we're excited to have you on. A lot to get to, but first, I want to kind of go back and talk about your most recent fight. Big win, Combat Zone 88, unanimous decision victory over Zach Hamilton. I thought you looked great in there, man. Like, what are the big takeaways? How happy are you with that performance?
I mean, I'm happy. I'm progressing after every fight, but I'm working on that striking, man. I want to knock somebody out. So I'm getting there as a wrestler. I'm slowing down. I'm sitting on my punches, but that's the goal, man. I want to put somebody out.
Did you have like a certain game plan going into that fight? And I mean, how pleased were your coaches with your performance overall?
They know who I am. It's about putting it. Walter's got a great mind. Joey's got a great mind. My whole team has a great. They come up with a game plan that works every time, but it's just about me applying it, and staying calm in those moments. And were they happy? Yeah, they were happy. But was I happy? I'm always looking to get better, man. And the only way that I feel I can get better is just getting out there and getting after it.
How do you feel like you've evolved as a fighter? And like even most recently, are there certain areas of your game where you feel like you're making big strides?
Absolutely on the feet, learning how to kick and just a movement. I started off as a grappler. What does a wrestler do? Always run in with his head in. The haymakers. Now it's all about being composed and setting up your takedowns and the strikes, and it's just evolving a lot. Just working with Joey Gomez and Walter Cotito is those guys are at a different level, and I love it. And that's how I learn.
Jon,
Yes.
did you get to Karasu Tango early when they opened up? Were you there in kind of the beginning? And can you talk about how that academy has evolved?
No, so I have heard from James Johnson is a friend of mine who's just got into kickboxing, but he was training there, and I kind of wanted to get back in shape, and I wanted to learn how to kickbox. So I actually just linked up and started going about 2 years ago. So I know they've opened up many years ago, but it's only been 2 years that I've been training there, and I love the gym. I love the atmosphere. I think that what those guys are doing is awesome. Even with the youth kids, building them up from the ground up, and some of those kids are going to be studs.
Yeah, I see a lot of great stuff happening. Who are your main training partners? Is it Mikey Woods? Is it Jake Ferry?
Jake Ferries, we move a lot of wrestling. Me and Mike Jolica, Woods as he likes to be called, we fight
Yeah.
every day, man. Me and him, we have like a brother relationship. We like to hit each other, but at the same time, it's all love. There's so many guys. Tyree Durham for jiu-jitsu, Mike Marakian. We have guys that and recently with the kickboxing, we got this young stud that's coming up. His name's Kobe. We also have Liam McNeil, who just won in amateur Muay Thai. So we have a stacked room, and James Johnson as well.
That's great. That's great. When you were growing up, what combat sports? I think you said you were a wrestler, so it's a wrestling base. Did you watch a lot of combat sports? Did you have a hero in combat sports like boxing, kickboxing, anything like that?
So I've always loved Rocky Marciano growing up. I love the gritness and just being tough, the old school mentality of, hey, we're just gonna bang it out right now. Canelo's another one, but I was kind of weird. Growing up as a wrestler, I was really into wrestling. I didn't want to do jiu-jitsu. I didn't want to do boxing. I feel like that wrestling community is very loyal to the game.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about money. It's about just going in there and grinding it out and trying to do as best as possible. So I didn't get into jiu-jitsu until late. But I did like boxing, but I was just a main wrestler, man. I love the wrestling, like the Russians, Bosier, Satiev. There's a lot of guys that were Olympic champions that I used to watch and admire.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Jon, what are your goals in this sport, like long term? Like, do you have certain things that you want to accomplish? How long do you want to compete at this level, and then maybe go pro? Like, what are you hoping to accomplish as you move forward?
I'm just being present, man. Like I said, I'm 37 years old. I like to live my life in the moment, and this is a good opportunity to see if I can get to that next level. I would love to fight professional, just to shut everybody up. 37 years old. What are you doing? I'm like, dude, this is my time. I couldn't do it before because I was trying to build my career as a police officer, build my family. Everything could have been different, I'm happy with everything right now. I have my family. I have my son, Jaden, who's 7 years old, who's in the gym with me, watching me. And I'm hoping that I can kind of teach him the way of, hey, listen, buddy, you want something, you got to go out there and earn it. So um, it is what it is, man. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to win. I'd like to defend this belt. Just I see a lot of guys win. They never defend the belt and then hopefully go pro.
Well, 37, you don't look a day over 27. I mean, look at the physique that you have, man. There are 25-year-olds out there that would kill to be in shape like you.
The mustache.
That looks good too, my man. As far as just like the balance of everything that you do, obviously you're a police officer. Thank you for, what you do there. Utmost respect for police officers. And I understand maybe you might be going to the fire department down the line. Is that accurate?
Yes. So I'm just waiting for the phone call to attend the academy, but I'll be making that switch.
Okay. That's fantastic. What is that balance like between family life, between training and job? You must be a pretty busy guy.
Oh, my days are it's always taken. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy, and that's what I'm trying to say. To show my son, it's like if you want something, buddy. Like I said, I work in the morning, so 7:30 to 3:30. Right after I head up to the gym, I usually grab him. He does a practice before I get my practice in, and that's the life that I'm living right now. And I like it. It keeps me away from all the negativity and stuff that the bars, the drinking, and I like that. And I'm around a bunch of good guys. So yeah, my day's full, man. But like I said, very supportive family. My wife just recently got into jiu-jitsu, so she's training. Everybody's happy. We're living this experience, and it's a good experience. Crazy one, but it's a good one.
Yeah. When you talk about crazy, all right, like you're a police officer, and
Yeah.
I got a question. What's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you on the job? Like,
This,
because I know you got a lot of experience.
100%. I'm in the city of Lowell, so like that radio is always chirping. One of the coolest ones is when I first got on. My dad was part of the warrant unit. There was a guy barricaded inside with a gun. I remember the first time I showed up to go assist him. He looked at me right before we entered that house. He goes, "Are you ready to become a man?" And I'm like, "Let's go, dude." So that was kind of a cool moment. Me and my father went inside that house. The guy was in the bathroom, had a pit bull ready for us to open up that door, but we ended up like handling it, and it was kind of cool doing the first thing, that first moment with my father. Yeah, I've had a lot of crazy stuff, man. A lot of active shooters. I've been to there was a home invasion. I was a second officer on scene. My buddy had shot one of the suspects. I ran out. So I went towards the back and the guy ran off, and it's just a crazy job. I've had somebody die in my hands. Very unfortunate stuff, but I think that all translates very well into like this fighting game. The mentality that you need to have, that switch that you need before you enter that cage, and it's very primitive, and I love that.
Yeah.
How many times have you had to use your combat sports training on the job? Is that something you have to do regularly?
All the time, especially in Lowell, especially with the times now. Everybody's very there's a lack of respect right now for police. So everybody feels as if a situation happens, they want to get testy with us and try to push us around. But I'm the old school mentality. I'm like, you're not going to touch me, man. And if you do, you're going to end up on the ground in a respectful manner. I don't try to be. I'm never disrespectful to anybody, but I'm always ready to handle myself. But it's coming to play a lot. And one scenario, we're downtown, and there was three guys that were requesting help. So I ran up, and they were just trying to control one guy. And those three guys didn't do jiu-jitsu. And all the guy was doing was he was in a turtle position, try to, hiding his hands. And I'm like, guys, let's go. You got to pry that hand out, get it behind his back and control. But yeah, there's a lack of kind of knowing how to use your body and the mechanics of jiu-jitsu.
Okay, well, they're lucky to have you and your skill set on the job. There's no doubt about that. How big do you get? Like, what's the weight cut like for you? I mean, this fight is going to be title fight 155. I mean, you carry some muscle. Are you like around 175 normally?
That's as high as I get now. I'm a very active person. I like to get my runs in. But like right now, I'm like 172. So it's not bad. The weight cuts, it's not bad. So I try to maintain. Yeah.
So lightweight makes sense. Like moving forward, even if you do go pro, you would stick around. You wouldn't fight at welterweight.
No, it's those guys are too big. I did my first match and the kid was freaking jacked, and which it wasn't bad, but I'm just those kicks, man, like a guy like Gary would kick me in the head and it'd be over. They have the long limbs and it'd be hard to get that inside reach. But yeah, I'd be at 155, man.
Okay, fair enough. How's the body feeling right now? Obviously, you're right in the thick of things. We're about a month away from fight night. So how's camp been? How are you feeling?
It's good. It's good. We're starting to pick up everything with the sparring and such, and I feel good. I take my vitamins. I eat healthy. I drink my water. I live a good lifestyle, so my body is very good. I stretch. I injuries do happen, but in my mindset, you just got to overcome and just I'm gonna be there on that day.
Do you ever use the inversion table? Do you know what that is?
No, no. What's that?
Okay, it's like when you hang upside down like a vampire, like you hook your
Oh,
feet
yeah,
in
yeah.
there. Yeah.
No,
I've been
yeah.
using that lately. It's been worked wonders for me. I don't know if that's something that you guys as fighters would do, but
I would try, man, if it's good for my lower back. Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Figured I'd mention it. I've been trying to do it a little bit more. Uh Tell me, John, obviously this would be a big deal to win this fight, to win the title. What would it mean to you to win the combat zone lightweight title?
But it means a lot. It's proven a lot of people wrong. I want to do this for myself. I want to do this for my family. When I first started doing this, there's a lot of negativity in this world. I'd be getting text messages from my coworkers saying, "Hey, you're gonna get knocked out." Oh, blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, I'm getting in there. You should be proud. This is not an easy thing to do. Is to get inside that cage. So, like I said, I'm doing this to shut up everybody. I don't care about age. Age doesn't matter. Weight doesn't matter. I'm going to be 70 years old, and the day they say I got cancer, you think I'm going to give up, man? No, I'm going to fight. I'm going to find a way to continue living. And I feel like a lot of these people in this world, they just give up, and it makes me sick. And I don't want my family to ever think like that. We're fighters. Rivera's are fighters.
Did you say your coworkers will text you
Oh
and tell you
yeah.
they're going to get loose?
Oh, it was dirty, yeah. Just a lot of negativity, and I had to come to that mentality, of like, man, why would these people say that? But it's you're doing stuff that people wish they could do, or they always wanted to do, but they were not brave enough to do it,
Mhm.
and that comes with the negative comments.
For
But
sure.
it didn't break me.
Greg, it looks like you were going to say something.
Yeah, no, I was just going to ask, like, well, I was going to first of all say that I fought at 46 years old, and a lot of people
I love,
told me I was crazy. And I
yeah,
only did it to become a better coach, and it made me a much better coach going through the process. But everybody, I know the negativity you get, and
yeah,
a lot of times it is about people that wish they could do it or didn't have, or didn't have the guts to do it, I guess. But when you're prepared and you do it as a lifestyle, then it's not that, you know what you're getting into. You're not jumping into it with no training. You're
right,
going in prepared with a good team behind you, and it's not an ego thing, it's a sport, man.
yeah.
And God bless you for doing that.
No, that's awesome, man. I didn't know that, and like you said, it brings you to a place of just challenging yourself. That's what I like about this whole thing is I like the person that I've become. I'm more humble now. I've always been a good person, but I feel like this game has really changed me into a better person.
Yeah,
The whole process of getting in shape, the training camp, and the mindset of getting inside that cage. The nerves all week. I've channeled everything, and I love it. I loved it.
John, tell me, what is fight night going to look for you as far as support goes? Like, how many tickets have you sold? How many people do you expect to be there supporting you? And how will that add to the pressure come fight night?
Yep, no, there's going to be a lot of people, man. I have like the police department, I got the fire department, I got my family. A lot of people want to see what how I've progressed, and honestly, that doesn't matter anymore. At the beginning, it did. Now it's about just zoning in and just doing my own thing. I like to shut people out. Like my circle's already small as it is. I'm with the gym guys. We're having our conversations about the techniques, the game planning, but it is what it is, man. This is part of the game. The pressure, understanding, controlling yourself, and just being present in that moment, and I love it. And I'm ready, man. It's going to be so much fun. This whole process has been awesome, and I love this journey that I'm on right now with these guys.
that's wicked cool, man. Yeah, we talked about people that don't really support you. Talked a little about people that do support you, but who is your biggest supporter? Who's your biggest fan? Who is the person that really gets the most out of you fighting besides you?
Like the typical, my parents, but the number one is it's my wife, Marlene. right after the fight, she's in the back, either, icing me up, whatever I need, she's always there. And she's a very supportive. She wants me to win this thing as much as possible because she knows what I've been through. And she has as well, prepping the meals, and it's a family. It takes a unit to complete this goal. And that's what I want to do. And I want to do it for them.
That's great. That's awesome. And I'll only touch on this one more time, but when it comes to people talking about your age and your opponent talking smack about you being older, I remember the last fight. I think you were like, "What's up with the age now?" I remember. I think you were yelling that. I
Yeah.
love it. That got me going, man. But you use that to motivate you, or does it piss you off? Can you talk a little bit
Oh,
like
oh yeah. You know
how
what?
the training you up?
Zach. Sorry, buddy. Zach was a great guy, and he didn't even mention anything about the age. I just had it in my head that was me against the world, and
I
that's
got
what.
you.
Yeah, I put that stuff. I'm like, you know what? That's just outside of the cage. I'm a different person. I'm very nice, but once I get in there, I turn into this animal that that I like. Like I said before, is very primitive, and all these negative things that have happened to me in my past and people have said, I'm like, this is my time to shut you up, you know. And so I use yeah, I was screaming that out, man. That was me in the moment. Use my
That's
age. Go
awesome.
ahead,
That's
buddy.
awesome.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
I love it. That's kind of, no, I'm sorry, man, but that's kind of your internal motivation. Like you all
Yeah,
think
yeah.
you make yourself the underdog so that you can
Yep.
overcome and find that energy to go. Yeah, I got you,
Yeah.
man.
Like I said, like this kid Damien, he looks tough, but in my mind, I'm fighting for the UFC gold title. I always prepare myself to fight the toughest guy. So it gets me up in the morning. I got to get for that run, and this kid's gonna bring it. He's a young kid. He's got everything to
Yeah.
prove. He's got his whole career, and I'm trying to shut it out. I'm trying to take that spotlight.
Yeah, real quick too, like what you just said, what it reminded me of. My first love was basketball. A huge basketball fan. Michael Jordan to me was, he still is the GOAT. I idolized him as a little guy growing up, and I heard stories. I'm sure if you follow basketball, you probably did too, where he would almost like make things up to motivate him and to piss him off during
Yeah.
game days. And it kind of sounds a little bit like maybe you're taking a page out of MJ's book, which is phenomenal. I absolutely love it. Let's talk a little bit more about Damien, man. 2-0, obviously not as much experience as you inside of the cage. Do you think that is going to be a major factor, maybe the deciding factor in this fight?
No, I don't think so. I think every fight that I enter is going to be tough. This kid's got everything. He knows he's got an opportunity, so he's not going to waste it. I would assume. I'm assuming that he's training very hard. This is his shot, so I'm prepared for the toughest person that's going to right across from me in that cage.
You would have the wrestling advantage. Are there any other areas that you think you would have hold an advantage?
I'm looking to stand. So I took this fight. This kid looks like a striker. I want to take fights that are kind of. It's very interesting to me because it gets me out of my shell, and now it's going to make me strike. And honestly, I want to stand and strike. I want to display my strike, and I want to show, hey, what Walter Catito and Joey Gomez has been working on with me, it works. So, like I said, I want to go in there and strike. I want to throw leg kicks. I want to throw punches, and obviously can't do elbows, but we're working that already as well.
And John, obviously, as Greg mentioned, you're wrestling. That's where you have the background, the expertise in. But with you wanting to strike in this fight, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, worst case scenario, he's getting the better of you on the feet. Are you going to revert back to your wrestling where you're going to hold that advantage to make sure you win? Or would the ego come into play where you're like, you know what, I'm going to turn this around and get the better of him on the feet? Like, are you going to be the smart fighter here and always revert back to what you're best at?
100%, man. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win it at any position. In my mind, I've ran scenarios in every position. Striking, he's got my back. I know that he's got a submission in the first round with our rear naked. I'm in every position, good and bad, and I'm getting out and I'm getting the better. So and wherever it goes, I'm going to be prepared.
What's the cardio been like right now? How are you feeling for maybe this going the duration?
It's good. It's going good right now. I don't want to get too like heavy into it right now because I'm waiting. I don't want to burn myself out. I know we have a couple more weeks, but it's good, man. I'm always in shape. I'm always going for my runs, thinking that crazy stuff that I'm an old man. So if you ever see me running and drinking, just kind of talking to myself, you know that I'm what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking some crazy stuff.
Do you have a prediction? Can you give us one? How you see this fight ultimately ending?
Well, I would love a finish in the first or second. But like I said, I'm prepared for a 5 round fight. Just dog to dog, just standing in front of, like, one of my favorite fighters right now is Dustin Poirier. I like the way that he stands there and just brawls it out. But I'm prepared for myself to be walking out, looking for ice, looking for beer to cool down my, my swelling. And yeah, I'm prepared to. I'm gonna get. I'm prepared mentally to walk out of that cage hurt. But I want that belt.
If you were forced to give like a prediction though, like this is gonna win, this is gonna go the distance, you're gonna win by decision, or you're going to
Yep.
finish him on the ground or on the feet,
Yep.
like what's most likely?
So the typical, I want to knock him on the second, but honestly, I want to dominate for 5 rounds. I want to be in those 5 rounds. I want to be on top of him. I want to be just on him, press him for 5 rounds. I want to see what I want to try to take his soul away.
I love it. I mean, what a soundbite that is, right? I mean, August 16th, can't get here soon enough. Combat Zone 89, the vacant lightweight titles on the line. Jon Rivera, Damien Galotti. Greg, you got anything else for John before we let him get back to work?
No, just thank you for everything you do, man. You're an inspiration to a lot of people, and I cannot wait for that night. I can't wait to see you fight. So this is one that we're going to be pumped up for come fight night. So thanks, man, and best of luck too.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Yeah, no,
It.
it's our pleasure. Do you have anything you want to plug before we get out of here? Like any sponsors, anything anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yep. Just the guys that have always my sponsors. Brian Spelsy. I'd like to give him a shout out. He's been very supportive of my career, endorsing me and sponsoring me, and all the other guys as well, man. And love to my team, my wife, my family. Let's get this done, man. Let's keep this ball rolling. Let's have some fun.